Got a couple. So those are three good resources. Robert Kiyosaki for Rich Dad Poor Dad, Bigger Pockets, and Earn Your Leader. It talks about finance. Finance is actually a lot of fun. Business is a lot of fun. And the biggest ways to build wealth in America is to own property and own businesses. And so as we are in our community, right, like the Jordan craze is pretty crazy. Who loves some Jordans in here? All right, a couple. Who's the Air Force Ones? Anybody? I see white Air Force Ones. I still like the Air Force One more than Jordan. I think they look better, but whatever. The marketing says get Jordans. Right. We have to let let's start talking to the next generation. Let's focus on ourselves. When you make a real estate move, when you make a business move, then reward yourself with the Jordans, not the other way around, right? So like, I sold a building for a client, African-American female. She's opening a Montessori school. So if you know anybody that needs 3 to 6 year old children that want to go to Montessori school, there's one opened by a black woman on 21st Street, west of downtown, right? So I closed on that building, huge opportunity. And I said, hey, I'm gonna buy myself 2 custom shirts for my custom suit. I'm not gonna go splurge and go crazy, but you make a real estate move, you make an investment move. Hey, I'm gonna start putting $100 away, right, in my investments. Once you get, hey, I said I was gonna do that goal, then you go out to a nice restaurant. Hey, go to Bonefish Grill, black owned as well, and treat yourself. So do the hard thing first, then you get the treat. Because this is the analogy, right? So by round of applause, who likes Ferraris or Lamborghinis? Let's go Ferraris. Who's a Ferrari person? Yeah, I'm the only Ferrari. I got two Ferrari people. All right, who's a Lambo person? Okay, I got a couple. So what other kind of cars you guys like? Y'all love Bentley? Mercedes, okay. Big body Benz. All right. So this is the dream car.
The Benz.
Right?
Yeah.
This is the dream car. And this is where you are. That could be the dream car, that could be the iPad, whatever it is, it represents what you want. So I would call that the toy. Yeah. Buy the investment, and the investment pays for the toys. Because if you buy the toy first, you'll never get to the investment, right? Because that Lambo payment is going to be like 2 G's, and that's not a big deal. When you have, say, 100 doors is 100 apartments, units, and you're providing service for that many people. And so, at our company, we help people design dream homes, right? And we're not doing it to be famous, we're not doing it to be rich. Though being wealthy, there's nothing wrong with that. But think about service. Has anybody heard of Earl Nightingale? Raise your hand. Earl Nightingale? Earl Nightingale's Clutch. I highly recommend it. He came out with a record back in the 50s talking about business. And it talks about increase your service and the finances will come with it, right? So, you know, Patrick's out here providing and enriching all of us. Well, his business is gonna grow because of it, right? So is Pastel, right? All the speakers here are trying to impart knowledge, and I pray that each one of their businesses grow because of it. So if you're in it for the Lambo or in it for the big body Benz, when it's hard, like investing that $100 a month towards your retirement fund, or investing that $200 a month so you start your own company, or buy some new products to provide, like, hey, you're gonna start a new product line at your, you know, hairstyling company. There might be a capital investment to make more money and serve more people. When you're doing those things, it's not always gonna be easy. Sometimes it's gonna suck. But if you think about service, every day you get up is service. The reason why I'm here today is service. There's gonna be a moment when one of you guys are gonna call me and saying, hey, I'm a part owner in a 100-unit building. Or Marc, help me buy a commercial retail center, right? Or, hey Marc, you know what, I own 1% of a small basketball team, like, you know, in Charlotte or whatever. That's a big dream, but that can happen. Let's dream big, right? Like all the things that are happening in our city. Who lives downtown? Anybody in the downtown area? You guys southeast? Got to come southeast? Who's up by Interquest? Interquest? Nobody Interquest?
Right here.
Got to come Interquest? The city's exploding.
Fourth in the nation, isn't it?
Fourth in the nation. There's $1 billion. There's $1 billion of active contracts going on in downtown Colorado, just downtown.
It's right here.
Not Interquest. And so the key question is, that's per Corelli Construction. How are we going to participate? How do we serve these companies? Because we're not going to get part of that $1 billion if we're not serving, right? Like, so one of those big projects is the Olympic Center winning, right? You know, the Olympic Museum. Who's heard of Spring Hill Suites? Spring Hill Suites, they have like a little rooftop bar up there. I haven't been there, but is it nice? Have you been to the rooftop bar yet?
No, I'm gonna be there next couple weeks though.
A couple of weeks, right? What if we're the ones that are doing the painting? What if the ones that were providing the furniture? What if they need music and we're the ones that are doing cover bands from rock and roll to reggae to R&B? We're serving those clients. We have to find those ways to serve, right? Because there will be a point. Who's heard the word gentrification before? Yeah, everybody's heard of that. The best way to keep our neighborhoods our own and to benefit from the appreciation is to own real estate, own your own home, and own now the buildings, right? Like everybody's been the Chinese food spot that they treat you with disrespect. Who's been there with me? Come on, clap your hands if you've been there. Come on, disrespect the Chinese food spot. Come on. Right? Or they go to the bodega and people are following you around. Right? Or you go to the hair place for African American hair products and there's not one African American in there.
Come on now.
So something's wrong with that. The way to change that is working with people. Like, so when I'm not building dream homes, I help people buy buildings, help businesses lease space, and I help people buy homes. So if you need to lease space, reach out to me. I would love to help you. Because say there's this little strip mall in your neighborhood, and it's janky, terrible services, no fresh food. Everybody heard of a food desert? Anybody heard of a food desert? For those that don't know what food desert means, it means a place in your town where it's hard to get healthy food. Yeah, we are in the desert right now. That's what I'm getting. So everything's fried, everything's fast, and a piece of paper. But getting broccoli, things like Sprouts, Whole Foods, those are far away, right? If we lease a space and you own a little small grocery store, you can do whatever you want to in there. Hey, this is the best mangoes, from St. Kitts or Jamaica or something like that. They're being sold in my neighborhood. And I'm not going to mark them up 50 times over so nobody can buy them, right? Buying a cheeseburger shouldn't be more expensive than buying a head of broccoli. But we can't complain if we don't participate. Because once you start owning a little grocery store, you're going to find out, damn, getting mangoes from St. Kitts in Jamaica ain't cheap. Right. So you got to find a way to how to do that. But you have a team. We have a team, right? What about you go to a place and you're like, hey, all these beautiful beauty supplies, they're being sold by other people. They don't treat us with respect. Well, hey, why don't we have our own beauty salon, right, and a beauty supply store in our neighborhood? You might say to yourself, well, I want to do that, but the landlord, they treat me like trash. Or once things start getting nicer, they bump my rent. Well, I'm glad you asked. How can we combat that? Let's own the building. Because when you own the building, you own your destiny, right? So you own the building, you're charging yourself $2,000 in rent. You're not going to jack up the rent on yourself to $3,000, but the landlord will. The landlord's going to see how successful of a business that you run, and they'll copy it when they kick you out. So the other thing I'm going to bring out here for you. All right, so this is my old flight suit. I used to fly in airplanes. As a flight test engineer, I used to run test equipment in fighter jets, like those noisy ones that are all loud, like F-16s, F-15s. And I bring this up here because we have a huge military community, and we gotta find ways to serve them. Right? Some of you, any veterans in the house, raise your hand. Yeah, big up, what service? Army, go Army. Second best service isn't bad, you know. No, I know. I love my Army troops, y'all are the best. I bring this up is, how many services do we support here in Colorado Springs?
All of them, right?
All the service, right? And where was the first Space Force base? Colorado Springs. Service. How do we serve this community? And you might be thinking, hey, I'm trying to figure out what to do with my money. Well, my goal is to help you realize, do your 9 to 5. We don't all need to be entrepreneurs. But find a way, in addition to your 9 to 5, keep that 9 to 5. Because, you know, as I'm trying to sell you some property or get you an investment, your income is the best way to build wealth. So you don't have to quit your job. Being an entrepreneur is no joke, right? Like, I had a total freak out, like Lord help me, what the hell should I do? And I was retiring with a retirement check that has health benefits with it. I can only imagine retiring without that. It's a lot of stress. You got some PTSD shakes over there in the back.
I'm saying for my retirement.
I love it, you know, but by having your normal job, getting advanced education, so you're compensated as much as you can be. Sometimes you need to leave your job to go to a different competitor. I was just talking to a friend, Natasha Hutchinson from US Bank. She was at the bank for 11 years. She left the bank, went to another bank, got a $20,000 raise, and then came right back to US Bank, you know, 5 years later, and making more money than she could have dreamed of. She has a teammate that was at US Bank for 15 years, and she's stuck. Sometimes, if you have a company that you're working for, you have to go to a competitor to get a pay raise, to get a new opportunity. So I'm not, you know, I'm an entrepreneur, but I did the 20-year kind of 9 to 5, first and 15 payments gig, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because I will help you invest in, hey, mutual funds, IRAs, and college funds, and all that type of stuff, you know? And so, and some crypto, I've done that, we can talk about that as well. And it'll also help you qualify for real estate. Because if you own a business, because, remind me your name again? Keisha, she has a hair styling business. Woo! Let's go. And her lovely husband plays the keys. If she wants to lease a space, I'm gonna represent her and say, hey, we're gonna lease out a space like this. All right, show me your tax returns for how much your business has made. Okay, the business made X amount of dollars. Well, that's not quite enough. Oh, well, I have my personal income too, or my husband's income. Then you get the lease. And now your business makes more money because you provide more service. Because you're providing experience, right? Like, hey, I'm doing your hair. You can buy hair products. I might be able to sell you a soda, right? I might sell you whatever, a little wristband, whatever. A beautiful wrap like this young lady has on. You know, you got to capture the audience.